Job crafting, career crafting, and life crafting. What are these and what's the difference? First thing, I don't want you to think of these as discretely different approaches. Think of it as a continuum. So let's start at one end of the continuum, job crafting. What is job crafting? It is you don't need to leave your job, you don't need to resign. You keep doing what you're doing. In most cases, you will even retain the same job title or designation. But within that, you start moving, playing around, negotiating with your manager, clients, if you have them, so with the other stakeholders, to do more and more of work that you like, that work that plays to your strength, work that you want to do, that speaks to your purpose. And you start doing more of those, and you learn to either outsource, automate, or do away with the parts of your job that are not working for you. So that is job crafting. Move along the spectrum a little more, and we're looking at career crafting. So we're really looking at career as a bigger picture. So this can of course involve changing jobs, it can involve changing companies, industries, picking up, building further on what you've learned, starting something completely new. So yeah, it's about your career. And move along the spectrum even more, and that's life crafting. This can involve bigger changes, changing geographies, looking at why you exist at all, what you want to do, your relationship with work, why you want to work, how much time you want to be spending working, do you want to work for another person or yourself? Big changes, right? Moving, and this involves negotiating and co-planning and co-creating, of course, with all the other people who are stakeholders in your life. They could be your children, your loved ones, your parents, your dog. You just saw my dog walking in. So you keeping that whole bigger picture of your life. So that's the spectrum. And of course, I can help you do all three of those depending on where you are and what is the level of change and responsibility that you are game for at this point in your time. One thing I want you to keep in mind, again, with the whole crafting process, whether it's job crafting, career crafting, or life crafting, is to approach it as a journey, not a destination. So since we're using the crafting analogy, it's like you're not fixated on the final painting or sculpture or quilt that you want to make, but you're interested in the journey, because I promise you, I've worked with so many people, including myself, when you create what you have vision, which is beautiful, you will always want to create more. There's going to be the next version. So think of it more like the upgraded version. It keeps adding. So your investment needs to be in the journey, the joy of the journey, the joy of the creation, the joy of the crafting. So process focus. We will use visions, we will use goals, but what you're getting away is the joy of the process. That's one thing to keep in mind. The second thing to keep in mind, if you want to work with me especially, is that I will help you do this using an inside-out approach, which I'm a firm believer on. So we're not trying to just create these step changes and then you relapse back, or you sort of, ping pong between different states. No. So we are trying to create a growth, a change, an evolution that's from the inside out, which means there's inner work and outer work. So which means it's not about changing yourself and just doing some quick fixes to fit in and make things just chill out and work. Rather, it's about looking within, what you want to do, what lights you up, how you want to grow, how you want to evolve, which is also a journey. And then finding space and creating context and crafting contexts and maintaining those contexts and growing those contexts as well. And the context would be the jobs, the people, all of that, remember. That will support that growth of you. So this is the inside out approach, and then it involves inner work, which means working with your belief systems, your mindsets, your approaches. It also involves outer work, which is going out, it's networking, it's marketing, it's speaking to people, learning from others, all of that. Okay, hope I gave you a good approach, overview of what I do under the body of work I call Crafting Our Lives. And specifically with career crafting, the way I do this is through my 6-month container. It's a coaching program called Career Alchemy. You can join it in 3 ways: at a self-paced way, where you look at videos and content, and you have live calls with me, of course, but you're doing it at your own pace. We have a pod format, which we're launching next month, where you work in smaller groups with people. And then, of course, you also have the private coaching option if that's what you want. And I look forward to seeing you in one of these ways.